What's going on? Gia here representing AskAMillennial, and I want to discuss how millennials are to blame for Toys R Us closing, filing bankruptcy, and closing up over 700 stores across the country. It is the millennials' fault. You know, we're not having kids. The birth rate has been declining between millennial women, 1981 to 1996. I was born in 1992. I'm a millennial person. It's my fault. I'm 25 and I don't have any kids. I destroyed Toys R Us. I've made it to where no future children will ever have the opportunity to be a Toys R Us kid. What a crock of baloney. First of all, this is what I don't understand, right? Why is it every time something is going wrong, there's an issue, it always comes back to it's the millennials' fault? How is it that a group of people who have literally only been able to make decisions for the last 8+ years, all of a sudden it's our fault? That doesn't even make any logical sense. Now, is the birth rate declining? Yes, birth rates are declining. Are people waiting to get married or completely just bypassing marriage altogether? Yes, that is true. However, let's look at a few reasons why millennials from 1981 to 1996 are not really having kids. Let's sit down and think for a second. Well, I'm going to list a few reasons why. Number one, have it ever occurred to you that millennials have a lot of student loan debt? And when you start calculating the amount of student loan debt a person has, you can see why they made an educated decision not to have kids or wait to have kids or wait to get married. Because you know what? Children take money and time. A marriage takes money and time. So young folks do not have the time or the money for the most part, thanks to student loans, stagnant wages, low wages, part-time jobs that offer no real incentives. There's various reasons why young folks do not have the money to go have a bunch of kids they can't take care of. And it really is a damn if you do, damn if you don't situation, because when people are having children and they happen to come up against an issue such as not having enough money to provide for those kids, it's also going to be their fault. And when they decide to not have children or wait to have children until they become financially stable, they're also going to be blamed for the disruption and complete destruction of a big box toy store such as Toys R Us. So if you're a millennial, you're going to be catching hell from every single angle. I mean, it's your fault for everything. Keep in mind, millennials have only been making decisions for the past 8+ years. And as far as I'm concerned, I was born in 1992. I've only been able to make decisions since October 2010. So how is it that since October 2010 to March 20th, 2018, I am responsible for Toys R Us failing? Insane. Another thing is this: our wages are low and stagnant. And even if you have a decent paying job or decent paying salary, when you start looking at student loan debt, credit card debt, the cost of living, housing, rent, mortgage, car insurance, home insurance, food, utilities, savings, other expenses, that decent living, that decent salary, it doesn't even match. I mean, the way things are set up nowadays, you basically need to make 6 figures out the door to live a sustainable and fulfilling life. Okay? Now, I'm taking full responsibility for going to college and taking out those student loans in order to pay for my education. I make a monthly payment of $288 per month. I owe $45,000 in total. That $288 that I pay each month is literally going to the interest rate of my student loans. It doesn't even touch the principal. So exactly how am I supposed to have children, start a family, get married, buy a house, pay a mortgage, utility bills, house insurance, home insurance, life insurance, health insurance, pay my student loans off, and keep Toys R Us afloat? You people are insane. You guys literally blame us for things that we have no control over. Okay? Anyways, as far as Toys R Us goes, yeah, it sucks that they're closing, and I really feel bad for the employees, not the CEO, who's going to get a bonus even though the store is closing. I feel bad for the hourly employees who just lost their jobs, just lost their source of income. That's who I feel bad for, not the freaking CEO, okay? And another thing, if we really want to tackle these issues, Toys R Us needed to innovate their business model. I mean, let's be honest. Who really was shopping at Toys R Us? I mean, if you're coming from the working poor, working class, you didn't have enough money in the first place to shop at Toys R Us unless it was the holiday season, and that's because they had specials and deals. Toys R Us has always had astronomical prices for things. I mean, they would mark prices up on items that didn't even cost that much. Then when online shopping came out, such as Amazon.com, eBay.com, Overstock.com. There's so many different stores and online sites to buy the same toy and the same gift for a fraction of the price. So it made no real reason for consumers to waste their time paying more for the same product at Toys R Us. I mean, if anybody is to blame, it's Toys R Us as far as I'm concerned. You should have been innovative with your business plan, and you just might still be around if you had been innovative, okay? Stop blaming millennials for things that we have no control over.
I'ma fuck the summer up. 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 I'ma fuck